Sarah sat alone at her kitchen table, a pen in one hand and a blank sheet of paper in front of her. She took a deep breath, steeling herself for what she was about to do. She was going to make a list of reasons to break up with her boyfriend, Jake. Their relationship had lost its spark, and Sarah couldn't ignore the growing sense of dissatisfaction she felt. She loved Jake, but lately she couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. As she began to write, the words flowed easily from her pen. Lack of communication, different goals and dreams, too much time spent apart. They all found their places on her list. Just as Sarah added the final reason, she heard the front door unlock. Panic surged through her veins as she realized Jake was home earlier than usual. She quickly folded the paper, slipped it into her pocket, and plastered a bright smile on her face. Jake entered the kitchen looking tired but smiled at the sight of Sarah. "Hey, babe, what's for dinner?" Sarah forced a light laugh, trying to sound casual. I was actually thinking we could go out tonight. How about that new Italian place downtown?" Jake's eyes widened in surprise. "Really? That sounds great. Let me just freshen up, and we can head out." As Jake disappeared into the bedroom, Sarah's heart raced. She hadn't anticipated him coming home so soon. Doubts flooded her mind. Was she making a mistake by wanting to end things? Could there be a way to salvage the relationship? Lost in her thoughts, Sarah barely noticed when Jake returned, wearing a smart suit instead of his usual casual attire. A glimmer of curiosity flashed in her eyes, but she held her tongue. They headed out, and over dinner, neither mentioned the list that weighed heavily on Sarah's mind. As they finished their meal, Jake leaned across the table, his eyes shining with excitement. "Sarah, there's something important I need to tell you." Heart pounding, Sarah barely managed a nod. She hadn't expected this, hadn't expected him to confess anything before she had a chance to explain her doubts. "I won the lottery," Jake blurted out, a mix of shock and joy in his voice. Sarah's jaw dropped, and she struggled to process his unbelievable words. The silence stretched between them as Jake continued to speak, explaining how he discovered the winning ticket, the amount he'd won, and all the possibilities their newfound wealth would bring. Suddenly, Sarah's world shifted. Her grievances, her doubts, all seemed insignificant against the backdrop of this unexpected twist. The list in her pocket felt like a heavy burden, one she was no longer sure she wanted to bear. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Sarah and Jake's relationship underwent a profound transformation. The money opened doors they had never even dreamed of, but it also unveiled new challenges. Arguments over how to spend the money, the pressure of sudden fame, and the constant fear of betrayal from those seeking handouts threatened to tear them apart. As Sarah waded through this whirlwind, she couldn't help but long for the simplicity they had once shared. Money may have brought them luxury and fleeting happiness, but it couldn't fill the void that now separated them. She realized that in pursuing the elusive notion of happiness, she had sacrificed the very thing that had grounded her, love. With a heavy heart, Sarah made her decision. She walked into the study, an envelope clutched in her hand. Jake sat at the desk, engrossed in the numbers on his laptop. "Jake," she said softly. He looked up, concern etched on his face. "What is it, Sarah?" Sarah took a deep breath, her eyes meeting his with a mixture of regret and determination. "I can't do this anymore. I can't keep pretending that money can fix our problems. I miss us. I miss what we had before. I miss you." Jake's expression softened, his eyes conveying both understanding and remorse. "I understand, Sarah. I've been so caught up in this whirlwind that I've lost sight of what truly matters. I miss us too." And in that bittersweet moment, as Sarah handed Jake the envelope containing her list, she realized that love could not be bought with money. But perhaps, just maybe, it could be found again in their shared journey of rediscovery. The unexpected twist had revealed the fragility of their bond, but it had also given them a chance to rebuild what they had lost. Together, they would learn that true happiness lay not in the windfall of fortune, but in the simple joys of love and connection.